Okay, so here we are with the JMEV ELIGHT 2025. So this is a fully electric sedan, full-size sedan, brought down by Unimo Enterprises. For a family, we've got loads of space, great styling, I would say, and it comes in 5 interesting colors. You've got black and white, and then you have some interesting colors like purple, green, and blue.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty funky given that car colors nowadays have become a bit boring, you know. You have your white, you have your black, you have your bunch of greys, maybe a metallic grey and a gunmetal grey, and then you have maybe a dark blue, and that's it. But here, JMEV is being a bit more adventurous and injecting some youthfulness. And also we should mention the 2 interiors, Mahen, the dark interior and the light interior. Yeah. Talk to Unimo about these things.
Exactly. And Ashok, so personally I would prefer a lighter interior with of course a moonroof. I mean, this is not the premium trim, but the premium trim we heard gets a moonroof as well,
yeah,
which would be
more
lovely.
Speakers in the audio system and a few other things, but I think this is for most purposes, apart from the moonroof, this is very well equipped, Mahen.
And price point wise, it's 16.85 Ashok million Sri Lankan. Yeah, so personally I would agree that black also suits this car quite well. We got a bit of Lexus kind of styling in the back, and I think Ashok, you felt like it has a bit of Tesla
Model
vibe,
3
to it as well. The steering wheel is quite simplistic, I would say, and we got storage space here below the center console. Yes. And the wireless charging also happens there.
Yeah, the wireless charger is underneath. It's in the lower deck of center console storage. So remember, if you keep your phone to wirelessly charge there, don't forget to take it with you when you leave the vehicle. Because unlike a top console mounted charger, you can forget it.
Correct.
But then again, the top console does have your charging ports there. So you've got I've got a 12-volt charging port and a high-speed USB charging port plus a normal data port. So that's very good to have. And of course you have your Apple CarPlay and Android Auto integration with this massive touch screen there.
Yes.
And you will notice that the touch screen has defaulted to a very simple time display when you're not using its functions, which once again I feel minimizes distractions. How do you feel about it, Mahin?
Agreed, Ashok. And but this intelligent feature where when you slow down and use your turn signals, you will see your cameras turning on the screen, which is helpful for you to see any traffic coming from the left or right where you don't see.
And I particularly like the 3D rendition of the car as well, because you have physical air conditioning controls and that kind of thing. So overall, it's a very
the sound system is also quite decent, Ashok. We tested it out earlier.
Yeah, it had some good bass thump to it.
Yes.
Maybe you might want to fiddle with the equalizer a little bit to get your own personal sound preference going.
Yes.
As with most sound systems, we tweak it here and there as to how we like it.
Yes.
But otherwise, I mean, I counted 10 speaker grills in this vehicle, but the one we are in has 6. So I believe the premium trim would probably have 10 maybe, because given by the amount of grills I was able to count.
Possibly. And the other interesting feature, Ashok, that we noticed was when you open the boot, from there itself you can put your seats down, the back seats down.
Oh yes, so that you can carry long objects and let them extend into the passenger cabin.
Yes.
You have 2 cable operated releases there. They're not electric, they are physical cable operated ones, so you can just pop them out and drop the seats. But word of caution there, make sure that you haven't kept any objects on the seats before you drop them. I think this.
So we're in sport mode, and quite interesting, Ashok.
Yeah, it's very nice. Very comfortable in the passenger seat too here.
Yes.
Smooth ride. I don't feel like I'm being jostled about.
So I think these vehicles come equipped with all the safety features, etc. And some of the driver assistance systems like the auto brake or the auto hold rather. So that is, I think, engaged right now. And very interesting, Ashok. The screen over here is quite bigger than what we saw in the Cirrus, of course.
It is much bigger, but the gauge cluster here is smaller. I think that's a 7-inch gauge cluster, if I'm not mistaken.
Fair enough. I would have preferred some kind of styling in terms of shape rather than just a rectangle.
Yeah, or a bigger screen for it. I feel that this vehicle would deserve a bit of a bigger screen, given it's got a bit of a sporty vibe, don't you think, Mahin?
It does actually, Ashok. It does. So Ashok, I think we've had Bimsara in the back for a while as well. Bimsara, how are you feeling?
Good. The leg room is pretty ample and ride is very comfortable.
Yes.
That's good.
Even when I do this,
even when you go quickly, it has a good composure to it, doesn't it,
Yes.
Mahin?
Just
Quite-
very less body roll in the back seat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Quite
the
eager,
body
car
roll is much less in the back because of the low center of gravity.
Yes. So there you go. I mean, Ashrak is going to take the wheel next and share his thoughts about it. But again, if you are Sri Lankan or if you're watching from anywhere in the world and you have this particular car to select from other options, I think this is quite an interesting
it's
proposition.
Definitely worth a look at.
Yes.
We've got a 118 kilowatt hour electric motor in this vehicle driving the front wheels, and
Yeah.
the battery pack is a 63 kilowatt hour battery pack, which
Yeah.
is rated for up to 530 kilometers. So I think, Mahin, that's more
Yeah.
than enough, right? I mean,
Correct.
you could go to Gaul, you could go to Jaffna if you can arrange some charging for your return trip,
Yes.
or Trinco for that matter.
Yes.
Yeah, north, south, east, west is pretty doable.
Fair enough. So there you go. Ashrak's behind the wheel now. How are you feeling, Ashrak?
Very comfortable because, as you know, Mahin, I'm a fan of sedans, and
Yes.
it's always pleasing to drive a sedan because nowadays everything's almost an SUV. So coming with a nice low slung 4-door sedan design is very nice. And of course, this being an electric, you've got that whole instant torque kind of thing, and it's a front wheel drive. And as you can see, another neat feature, the 360 camera system showing the 3D view of the car in traffic. Now, the only thing it doesn't do is it doesn't customize the color of that car according to the color of your E-Light. But otherwise, it's very nice to see the car represented there so that you can see how it is placed in relation to the road.
Yes, correct. We've got a lot of space in the back, and we got my hat over there, and we got Bimsara also in the back sitting comfortably. We did a backseat review as well. I mean, it is quite spacious over there. I mean, for business travel or leisure or whatever it is for a big family in Sri Lanka or wherever in the world rather, I think it's quite an interesting
It is, and I'm just
proposition.
going to deploy all the power.
Yes, it's quite eager. We're almost at 100.
Yep,
We
I
hit
mean,
100.
it's more than enough speed for Sri Lankan driving.
Yes.
And I just took quite a swift corner there,
Yeah.
which highlights another aspect of it, Mahin, the lower center of gravity, because the battery is low slung. So that factor coupled with the sedan body style means that this thing has a lower center of gravity, which also grants it with more planted handling, which is what I'm feeling.
Yes.
Of course, we got out of the Ceres and into this from an SUV into the sedan, and the Ceres
Yeah.
had a bit more plusher and softer ride.
I would
This feels
agree.
a bit sharper and a bit
I
more
would agree.
focused. I think you
Yes.
experienced the same thing too, didn't you, Mahin?
Yes, correct. And you're right now in sport mode.
That's correct, yes.
Yes.
And we have 3 modes, normal, eco, sport. I'm just
Yes.
gonna pop it into normal now, and yes, I can already feel the throttle response has been significantly reduced.
Yeah.
Now in eco, you really need to go all the way close to 80% at least to get the same kind of thrust you get much lower in sport. So eco is ideal for in Colombo when you want to be just driving around like a normal person.
Yeah, fair
And
enough.
I should also mention, Mahin, right now the range indication at 73% of battery in eco is showing 406
Wow,
kilometers.
that's interesting.
Just gonna pop it into sport, and immediately it went down to 367.
okay.
So in normal we've got 387.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically what that means is, yes, the modes do affect your range noticeably.
Yeah.
For most people, I think normal or even eco will be fine. I mean, I don't see an issue with driving this thing in eco apart from the fact that I need to really I'm just going to flow it in eco down Independence Avenue, which seems somewhat counterintuitive, doesn't it, Mike?
Correct. I mean, we got 530 kilometers of range, which is ample for Sri Lanka, especially, going down south and coming back with no problem at all. So how did you feel, Ashrak?
What I noticed, Mahin, was in the eco, the acceleration significantly tailed off after about 80 kilometers per hour.
Yes.
So I think that highlights the fact that eco is mainly meant for city use, whereas in sport it was very eager to go to 100 and beyond possibly. We didn't push it that far. We went just kissed 100. So yeah, eco also does, I think, in a way limit your top speed to a certain extent, which makes sense because if you're in eco, you're not going to be driving at 100 kilometers per hour, right? So I think if you're taking this on the highway, it would have to be in normal or sport. I mean, you can do it in eco, but your acceleration will be a lot less.
Correct.
So now we are in sport because I find that to be the most comfortable mode for me to actually drive this thing in, and of course I can still modulate it very easily to drive relatively eco-consciously.
Correct.
And overall, I'm really enjoying my drive in it, Mahen.
Yes, and we've got physical controls for things like AC and a few other things as well, Ashok.
Yeah, very nice to see in today's EVs when most manufacturers are just giving you a touch screen and little else. That really helps the ergonomics, and it also helps the whole adaptability factor. Like say if you're coming to an EV from a typical internal combustion engine vehicle, particularly an older internal combustion engine
Yes.
vehicle where there are more physical controls and buttons and knobs and that kind of thing,
Yes.
you'll find it a lot easier in something like this where you have some physical controls to get familiar with than
Correct.
going into something with a full touch screen and nothing else.
So here we are in the back seat of the JMEV ELIGHT. Ashok, how are you feeling?
Very comfortable, Mahen, because I think one of the main selling points of this vehicle is the fact that it's got some really impressive leg room. As you can see how Mahen is sitting there.
Yeah.
You've got a lot of leg room, and earlier when Nimal was sitting in the back, I mean he's 6 feet tall, but with the front seat fully back, he was able to sit very comfortably. So in that sense, this vehicle makes a lot of sense. You've got a tall family, you've got a basketball player kid, or you've got like generally tall members in your family. This is quite ideal for them. And in terms of comfort features, we do have a fair bit, no Mahen?
Correct, Ashok, and this is actually a quite good deal at this rate, I would say 16.8 million. Very comfortable here in the back, as I was in the front as well. Lot of space, Ashok.
Yep, it's pretty this, and you have your rear AC vents, you have a charging port, you have a little storage cabinet over there. So yeah, other than that, and of course seat back net pockets, you've got your door pockets, and 3 headrests, so that means 3 abreast can travel.
Yeah.
You've got a nice armrest also there with cup holders, and of course Mahen's hat. So yeah, overall the rear is very comfortable, don't you think, Mahen?
The suspension is also eating up most of the bumps quite well. And yeah, nice place to be in, Ashok. I would also prefer the lighter colored interior.
The light interior, the white one.
Correct.
So on that token, I think this brings us to the end of our review. So what should people do if they liked it, Mahen?
Yeah, please share and subscribe to our channel as well if you like our content.
Yep.
Have a good one.
Thanks for watching. Okay, so now we'll do our driving videos quickly. Okay.